All right, so let's watch this video.
AI. I think this year, probably in 2025, we at Meta, as well as the other companies that are basically working on this, are going to have an AI that can effectively be a sort of mid level engineer that you have at your company that can write code. And once you have that, then in the beginning it'll be really expensive to run, then you can get it to be more efficient. And then over time we'll get to the point where a lot of the code in our apps and including the AI that we generate is actually going to be built by AI engineers instead of people engineers. But I don't know. I think that that'll augment the people working on it. So I mean, my view on this is like the future people are just going to be so much more.
Wow, that totally blew my mind. The first time I listened to this interview, I was actually amazed at the same time terrified because the thought of AI being able to write code as a mid-level software engineer is interesting but also scary. And I think this is not the first time that I'm hearing something like this. I've heard quite a lot of people talk about AI replacing software engineers, and quite a number of notable people in the tech space have also said things similar to this. I think somewhere around last year, there was a company that developed a software or an AI model called Devin that they claim to be the first AI software engineer. So a lot has been happening in this space and in the software engineering space, basically in the AI space. And in this video, I just wanted us to take a deeper dive into what Mark Zuckerberg said and what the future holds for software engineers. I came across a research paper put out by SWE Bench. Now let's take a look at the abstracts together so we can get a better understanding of what SWE Bench does and what AI is capable of doing. So reading the abstract word by word, I'm going to read a part that I consider interesting. So given a code base along with a description of an issue to be resolved, a language model is tasked with editing the code base to address the issue. Resolving issues in SWE Bench frequently requires understanding and coordinating changes across multiple functions, classes, and even files simultaneously, calling for models to interact with execution environments, process extremely long context, and perform complex reasoning that goes far beyond traditional generation tasks. So you can think of this as a typical software engineer's job or a day-to-day thing that a software engineer does. So in summary, SWE Bench is an AI evaluation benchmark that assesses a model's ability to complete real-world software engineering tasks. Now, if we go to the SWE leaderboard, we can see various models and the percentage at which they are able to complete software engineering tasks. As of today, 21st January 2025, the day that I'm recording this video, this AI model right here is at 64.60%, which I think is pretty high, if we are being honest. So this leaderboard is updated every month, so you can conclude that this number or percentage is going to go higher and higher, probably reaching the 80s or even the 90s. This means that AI is definitely getting to a point where it can do a lot and perform like a software engineer. So we just saw what AI is capable of doing when it is given a real-world software engineering task. Currently, we have a model or an AI agent which is at 64.60%, which is quite terrifying because the number is going to be going up and up. But then I want us to look at the World Economic Forum paper, which was released recently, which talks about the future of jobs from now to 2025. I think these guys have done their homework, so this is a paper that we could rely on to predict what is going to happen in the future when it comes to software engineering jobs and jobs in general. So I'm going to pull up the paper and we're going to look at some of their findings. So based on their findings, I'm going to basically bring out the portion that talks about the fastest growing jobs from now to 2030. And you can basically see that the jobs that are the top jobs on this board are in tech, big data, and basically software engineering. So we have big data specialists, we have fintech engineers, AI and machine learning specialists, software and application developers. So even the first 4 jobs are all jobs that are related some way or somehow to software engineering. If you look at the list some more, you see UI and UX designers, you are going to see data analysts and scientists, DevOps engineers, and all of that. So this prediction is basically talking about jobs from now to 2030, how jobs are going to be evolving and basically the future of jobs. And you can see that as software engineers, we are quite safe when it comes to this data that has been collected, right? Because we still have jobs in there that we can do. So when I read this paper, the conclusion that I came to is that I mean, AI might take some parts of jobs that software engineers do, but the software engineering job title is going to, what I think is that the software engineering job title is going to change from either being software engineer to maybe AI engineers or software AI engineers, because I don't think AI is going to completely take the job of software engineers, but it's going to take some aspects, probably the coding part or some other aspects. So we are going to be like working with the AI to produce quality software. So rest assured, we are going to be having jobs in the future, right? So if you look at current job openings, I've been looking at some job openings and job descriptions and all of that. You realize that companies are gradually getting to the point where they are requiring software engineers to have skills like building AI agents, understanding LLMs, understanding how frameworks such as LangChain and QAI work, and all of those kind of tools, right? So we are getting to a point where um, you are not only required to know programming languages such as Python and Java and Scala and JavaScript and all of that, but you are required to know how to use some frameworks, AI frameworks such as LangChain and QAI, which are used in building AI agents. So you can see that the job role of a software engineer is going to gradually change from being just a typical software engineer that writes code to a software engineer that can use AI to write better software. Now that we have information about what AI agents can do and what the World Economic Forum predicts about jobs from now to 2030, what should you do as a software developer or a software engineer to remain relevant in the future? I've always been saying this, and I'm always going to mention that the most important skill you should have as a software engineer is your problem solving skills, or are your problem solving skills, because the truth of the matter is that as software engineers, we deal with very, very complex problems in the real world, which must be translated into code, right? So we basically build solutions to solve these complex problems. So it's not only about writing the code, it's about thinking about things like system architecture, system design, optimizations, scalability. All these are very niche areas that I don't think the AI agents can do alone, right? We need people who can think about a problem and come up with a solution to solve these very niche problems. We have very niche problems in software engineering, and I think it's important to develop your skills, have those problem solving skills in place so that when the AI is writing the code, you would be available to provide the right system design, the right system architecture to provide optimization solutions to help the AI write better code. So in conclusion, if you should ask me what I think about AI taking the jobs of software engineers, this is what I'm going to tell you. I want you to think about AI as being a tool that makes you more productive when you're writing code. I want you to think back to the time where the whole concept of computers and programming started, where we had the ENIAC computer, where programmers used to use punch cards to write programs, where we had machine learning, and then we moved on to assembly code and gradually moved on to writing programs in terminals. Then we had graphical user interfaces. We moved all the way from low-level languages to high-level languages, and programmers became more productive, right? So we had tools like IDEs coming up, IntelliJ coming up, NetBeans coming up, Eclipse coming up, and Visual Studio Code coming up, and all those IDEs. So right from the start where programming started, we didn't have all these fancy IDEs that is making us more productive as at this point, right? So they had to start from a point, and now we are here. So I'm sure you didn't complain that because there's VS Code now. So, and in VS Code we have Copilot, which can help you write code. So the people that started from those times have lost their jobs, right? We keep on evolving, right? We are humans, so we keep on evolving. So the introduction of AI is not necessarily a bad thing that is going to take your job in the future, but it's going to make you to adapt to the new ways of doing things, the new ways of collaborating with AI to build more software. And I think that's how you should be thinking about it. You should be thinking about AI as a tool that is here to make you more productive, which is here to enable you to build more softwares. And I think that with the introduction of AI, we as software engineers are going to become essentially more productive. We are going to be able to build a website, let's say, in a short amount of time compared to um, 3 years back or 4 years back where there was nothing like AI. So it is just here to make us more productive. Our roles might change to maybe software AI engineers or whatever the role name might be, but I don't think in the future we are going to be obsolete and have no jobs to do because AI has completely taken over. This is my point of view. I might be wrong, but then, yeah, I just wanted to share this with you and share with you some research that I did concerning this area. I hope you liked it. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already subscribed. Hit the like button and leave in the comment section what you think about how AI is developing so fast and what it holds for jobs and also software engineering jobs. And I'll catch you in the next one.